Just because your body thinks it's full doesn't mean it is. You need to eat so much that you feel like you're in pain.
Literally did not that's not how it happened. Didn't happen that way. Well, you thought it was about this? You thought it was about this? You're f***ing wrong!
Retail Whale, The Training, Part 1. Written by user Visa MFer. I have more stories of this woman than I care to admit to myself. I'll make them separate posts so I don't overload you with fury all at once. Well, I appreciate your thoughtfulness there. Over a year ago, after being woefully unemployed for 2 years, I got a shitty retail mart job. No F's given because, holy God, not working made me crazy. And fat. Yeah, that's true. You gotta do something with your time, you know? Even if I don't have to work another day of my life, I like to think I still sit down here and make the funny voices for the YouTubes. Anyway, I got up to at least 170 plus pounds at 5'4". I tend to gain weight fairly evenly, so I didn't look terrible. I mean, 170 at 5'4", yeah, you're creeping into obese territory, and it's the plus at the end that worries me a little bit, but we're gonna let it slide, OP, you know? You seem to be taking your faults on your own back and doing what it takes to fix it, so I admire that. Anyway, my 5th day on the job was training for my customer service position, i.e., get yelled at by fatties all day every day. Enter my trainer, the Retail Whale, RW for short. This woman is about 5'11" and 450 pounds. Jesus, that's a big girl.
Hi, I'm Duke's biggest lady I've ever seen.
Ah, that's a huge bitch.
For my other country people, that's 180 centimeters, 205 kilograms, or 32 stone. Did I miss any measurements? I can add more. And of course, she was absolutely unattractive. She has the worst teeth that I have ever seen in person. Oh, that's unfortunate. Brown, gnarled, with constant food bits stuck in them. God. Her hair is always a greasy, stringy mess, and I swear to any god that you believe in that she has a fucking beard. I mean, she might have PCOS or like some hormonal imbalance or something. I'm trying to be as understanding as I can, but really you don't take care of your teeth. You don't give a shit. Why should I? So she does wear makeup that's really more well suited to a clown than a human being, and she constantly has lipstick on her brown, nasty teeth. She also has the personality of a bag of wet leaves. She's pretty much just losing at life. Yeah, definitely. It's kind of sad to witness. If she had like a good personality, all of this, I could overlook it. I'd say she's having a rough time, but she's trying her best. But this woman, yeah, clearly not trying her best, okay? Anyway, onwards and upwards, friends, says OP. And this is written in a green text format, so okay. New job, fuck yeah! Not sitting on my butt playing WoW all day, fuck yeah! I'm gonna train so hard, I'm gonna be awesome at everything. Habitually early for everything, at work 20 minutes early, waiting for my trainer to show up. Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. I love new jobs, because the first month you're just like, whoa, I'm gonna be the best, and then a month thing you're just like, oh, I can't do it anymore. Why did I pick this? Earthquake. Bird silent. Sun gone. You know the drill. Out of breath from the 50-foot walk from the parking lot, wheeze. Hey, I'm Retail Whale. You must be OP. Slap on that fake smile and let's do this. Yeah, nice to meet ya. I look forward to working together. Retail Whale is sucking down a Mickey D's sweet tea that's nearly the size of her massive head. Just let me put my things up and I'll be right back. 30 minutes later, she finally shows up. The woman we were to be relieving has been chatting with me during the interim period. You're really gonna have to keep Retail Whale in line tonight. Just try not to get too frustrated with her, cause she does mean well. New employee keeping 20-plus year veteran in line? All of my what? No time to explain, as Retail Whale reemerges from the depths. Yeah, she was just back there drowning herself in a McDonald's sweet tea.
sweet dollar tea from McDonald's.
Yep.
I drink that.
Nothing wrong with that. Need some energy, some get up and go in the morning, you know? The first hour or so was extremely uneventful. We went over basic computer functions, how to count money, lol, and various other tasks that were to get done over the course of the day. Got this shiz, eyes closed. Customer comes in for a refund. No receipt, need ID, typing that shit in like a girl who's been on the computer for too many years. Facts. Retail whale. You type too fast because your fingers are too skinny. Yeah, that's what it is for sure. I try to laugh it off and say, yeah, I took some typing classes in high school. Retail whale. Women don't need to learn how to type or do computer things. We just need to be pretty for our men. Okay, where's your man at? Let's see him out here. Southern logic. Not quite fat logic, but pretty freaking close. I haven't experienced much Southern logic, I guess. But you could poke a hole in it right now. Just ask her point blank to your face, yeah, where's your man at? Is this how you keep yourself looking pretty for your man? You look like a pile of trash. I gotta be real honest with you. It's probably not the way to make, immediate friends with your coworkers, but she will know that you don't pull punches. Somewhat it is against the social contract, especially in the South. I hear their social contract is like extra ironclad. Anyway, OP inserts a short aside and says, I am extremely non-traditional and I curse like a friggin' sailor when I'm not at work. That whole women in the kitchen thing is a bunch of BS. My husband cooks because he enjoys it. I burn everything and it upsets me to waste food. Continuing on. Before you continue on, can I take this opportunity to say, the husband cooks? What? How non-traditional. Okay. So finishing up a transaction, smiley, happy face, thank the customer. Yeah, I don't cook. I'm not really good at it. My boyfriend cooks for us because he enjoys it. Retail whale looks startled. I glance around to see if there's perhaps a larger whale encroaching on her territory or bag of donuts, but everything seems clear. Oh, honey, you'll never keep a man if you don't feed him. No wonder you're so skinny. You need to learn how to cook and keep your man satisfied. You'll never do that when you're all skin and bones. Men like it when women are soft and feminine. Yeah, like a beanbag chair. Oh, how feminine. What a shape. No thanks. Before I could even respond, she fucking pinched my side fat. Good way to get your hand slapped, or your mouth slapped, or both. You ever seen a really pissed off cat with its ears laid back? My face when... I don't like being touched. Please do not touch me. Retail whale lets out a boisterous, whaley laugh. You'll have to get over that if you want to keep a man, too. Straight up eye twitches happening at this point. Go ahead, take action. Not a jury in the land is going to convict you, I guarantee. OP says, I don't mind it when people I like touch me, but I just met you, and it makes me uncomfortable. Also, I'm trying to lose weight at this point, so if you could stop telling me that I need to put on some pounds, it would be much appreciated. Retail whale looks like I just stole the last piece of her favorite cake. I need to finish working on the schedule. You'll be okay for a little bit, right? OP says, sure. Just, I'll call you if I need anything. At this point, I do feel a little bad for being snappy at her. Just a little. Oh, come on. It was justified. That ended within the 2 hours that she left me alone. She was sitting, I shit you not, 10 feet away and could not be bothered to get up and come help me. Just call a manager. The schedule that she was working on was just a bag of powdered donuts that she bought before her shift. Well, very important work, you see. If I don't eat all of these, then my blood sugar might plummet. In that 2-hour span that she was sitting over there on her fat ass, she ate a whole bag of donuts, finished her sweet tea, bought a 2-liter of Dr. Pepper, finished that, bought 2 boxes of Little Debbie snack cakes, finished those as well. Ugh, TLDR, grabby fatty all up in my business, and wait, I hurt her feelings, so she gorges herself on food for 2 hours. Part 2 will likely be posted tomorrow. Upon reflection, I can't really tell if this is fat logic or southern logic, or maybe it's fat southern logic. It's all really just a blurry line at this point. I don't see why we have to muck things up with classifications. Can't we just enjoy some classic dum-dums? Isn't that what this is really all about? I like to think so. Anyway, we'll continue on into part 2 and see what's going on over there. Retail Whale, the training, part number 2. So, after sitting around for 2 hours, stuffing her face, this is about 4 hours through a 6-hour shift, mind, my manager finally gets fed up with her and tells her to go back to actually training me instead of just sitting there eating. I mean, you do have to consider her sugars. What are you, some sort of heartless human being or something? I gotta have something in my face constantly. For the record, I was doing completely fine without her. Some things just can't be done without another person, be it a manager or another supervisor. Yeah, corporations get weird like that. Really, it's like I've worked the fucking register before. I know what's going on. But they're like, bleh, you might steal something. And I'm like, so what? It's $20. You're not gonna miss it. So Grumpy Retail Whale returns from her glorious feeding. Yeah, she probably all hopped up. She gonna be bouncing off the fucking walls. She stands at the desk as I assist customers for about 5 minutes. Retail Whale. Hey, would you mind if I go ahead and, take my break? Blank stare. Didn't you just get back from sitting around for 2 hours eating? God, I hope you said that for real. Retail Whale. I was working on the schedule. I have to regulate my blood sugar. So if I don't have something to eat every 15 minutes, I could pass out. Yeah, and you definitely need to sit down to eat too, or else she gets really sweaty. I hate it. I guess that does explain why she's so frickin' large, says OP. And I just sigh, resigned to my fate. Would you mind if I take my break first? I haven't had a chance to sit down all shift. Retail Whale. I need to take my break now. The Italian restaurant across the street closes in 15 minutes, and I need to go pick up my order. Yeah, she needs a forklift to pick up that order. 5 barrels of spaghetti and a cauldron of meatballs. I don't know how she can afford all of this on a whatever mart salary, but okay, sure. OP just says, fucking really? Yeah, really. Okay, whatever, go ahead. I would like to take my break when you get back, however. Retail Whale. Oh, no problem. I'll be quick. As quick as a 450-pound woman, 205 kilograms or 32 stone, can be. And that is, not very fast at all, if you were wondering. I knew that already. 30 minutes later, Retail Whale returns with a large pizza box and 3 styrofoam containers of mystery Italian food. Oh, you like disgusting pizzeria salads as much as I do, don't ya?
Now, should we put it in a bowl?
No, let's put it in a lasagna tray. Oh, and make sure to stick it right on top of the pizza so it stays nice and warm.
Retail Whale then sits down to gorge herself once more. Retail Whale, it's been 30 minutes. Breaks are only 15, and I still need to take mine. She says, oh, I know, just let me finish my food and then you can go. Half the pizza is already gone, eaten on the walk back to keep up dead energy. Jesus. She's a monster. I hope we're talking about like a personal pan-sized pizza, but I know we're not. She's gobbling the slices 2 at a time. And indeed, OP says the second half of that pizza was consumed in less than 5 minutes. The first mystery container was a large calzone with extra meat sauce, 5 minutes. Second mystery container, chili cheese fries, 3 minutes. Third mystery container, fucking cheeseburger, 3 minutes. Oh yes, that Italian classic, the cheeseburger and chili cheese fry. She just likes greasy food, that's all it is. Any greasy spoon that'll slop her up some grub, you consider her there. She's gonna sample the whole menu in one sitting. Quick aside, these burgers are freaking massive. I eat lunch out once, maybe every 3 months, and I treated myself to a burger and onion rings, and I felt that I had eaten so much that I was gonna blow chunks. 16 minutes later, after the food had been devoured, Retail Whale returns to the desk. Retail Whale, okay, remember to be back in 15 minutes. Are you fucking serious? And indeed, she was totally freaking serious. I am a smoker. Please don't hurt me. No, you're in good company. It's fine. I'm fully aware that it's a bad habit. I generally only smoke at work, which is about 1 cigarette a day, so I don't feel too terrible about it. 1 cigarette a day? Can you call yourself a smoker at that point? At some point, she does smoke, I guess. The nicotine really helps me out in stressful situations, and this fat-ass MFer is most definitely stressing me out at this point. I don't think the answer to stress should be hurting your own body, but yeah, again, I get it. It happens. So I head outside and I'm smoking my smoke. About 7 minutes, I text my boyfriend and explain the fucking horrors of this woman. He's all, lols, sucks to be you. At least you have a job. True enough, sigh. So I head back inside. As soon as I walk through the door, Retail Whale starts singing, "Boo! Are you back yet? I need to go to the bathroom." I have 5 more minutes. Can you wait? No, I need to go right now. In retrospect, I should have let her soil herself. It really wouldn't have been that much more embarrassing than her normal appearance. Yeah, you don't care about walking around with doo-doo teeth, but all of a sudden you got pee-pee pants and it's a big deal? Fuck out of here. Whatevs. Go take a dump or whatever whales do in the bathroom. I think they pour water down their blowholes. That's how whales work, right? I don't actually know. 30 minutes later, she shows back up. She harped on me because I had a cigarette. Smoking is so bad for you. I don't know how you can do that to yourself. That's probably why you're so skinny. 'Cause you don't eat. You just smoke cigarettes instead. Wow, you really need a reason to feel superior to basically anybody, don't you? You know what? I'm gonna let you have it. I'm a terrible person for smoking. You're much, much better than me for working towards a quadruple bypass, idiot. And indeed, I think OP is gonna blow off some steam. She says, commence launch countdown, T-3, 2, 1, look! First off, I'm overweight for my height, so I definitely eat enough food. For 2, I only smoke at work because it helps me deal with stress. Third, after the heart attack of a meal, plus snacks that you've had over the course of a 6-hour shift, you have no room to lecture me about anything related to health. I love it. That's beautiful. Not over the line, no name calling, pure facts and logic. I don't think Retail Whale's gonna choke that down too well, though. That's a bitter pill. OP says, while I do have a short temper, I generally just try to avoid drama, but I refuse to stand around and let some fat cow lecture me about my life when she just fucking met me 5.5 hours earlier that day. Retail Whale, but you're so skinny. You're not overweight. How much do you weigh? OP says, no shame, 170 at 5'4". That's overweight, and I'm trying to lose weight. Retail Whale says, "Oh, that's tiny. Guess how much I weigh." In the back of my head, Admiral Akbar is yelling, "It's a trap!" And it is. We had better tread extra carefully here. Best thing to do is underestimate. Bad at guessing weight to begin with, so we'll undercut that as well. I say, oh, maybe around like 250. Smug jest Retail Whaley smile. No! I weigh 450 pounds. I just carry it really well, so no one can ever tell. Trust me, we can all tell, okay? There is no face for my actual face in this moment. My face at this point is just trying to run away and hide because it is so confused. Retail Whale luckily continues her whale song, so I don't have to embarrass the shit out of myself. Retail Whale, "I've always been big, ooh. Some people are just built big. I don't mind it, because men like women who are soft and feminine. No self-respecting man would want to be with a bag of bones." Is soft and feminine like her tagline or something? I say it again, like a beanbag chair. You're about as feminine as a beanbag chair. Some dudes are into it, not me. Not me. I get to be the beanbag chair in this relationship. OP says, "I can't hold it in. I gotta go for it." OP asks, "So, do you have a boyfriend then?" Retail Whale, "Oh no, I've never had a boyfriend. I'm saving myself for someone special. I won't be a floozy and date all these men because we all know what men want." I honestly can't believe you're living with your boyfriend before you're married. You know, that's a sin. Mutter under my breath. Yeah, so is gluttony. Magically, I'm fucking saved when the manager comes to close up for the night. The madness is over! I survived the day without ending her. Success, baby! All up in this piece! That's right, for now. I mean, it's one day out of infinite days. But good job, though. It probably gets easier, maybe. And that is the end of a saga of a 6-hour shift with a gluttonous Retail Whale. TLDR, Retail Whale eats enough Italian food for a family of 4, berates me for my life choices, and sinning! God damn, that was longer than expected. Sorry for all them words. Edit next part over here. But before all that, I do just want to say, yeah, people let her get away with this. Like, OP is trying to hold down the fort and do the proper thing to do at work, which is working. But Retail Whale seems like she's gotten away with this for so long. The manager, I don't know what the fuck is up with him. He's a pushover. He's not paying attention. Some of the blame for her bad behavior must fall upon the manager. That's just how it works. Shit rolls downhill, as we all well know. Anyway, we'll get into part number, 3? We'll see how that goes. Sounds good. Retail Whale, the average lunch. And this is part number 3. I can only imagine what an average lunch is for a whale. 10,000 pounds of plankton? I'm hungry! No! She's really into krill. Welcome back, user Visa MFer. The store I work at provides you with an hour lunch anytime you work longer than 7 hours. Okay, lit. I generally finish my lunch about 10 to 15 minutes through the hour and just relax. I take what I consider to be normal lunchy things, such as leftovers or a sandwich, maybe some sides like fruit or yogurt. Oh hell yeah, that sounds like lunch all right. Retail Whale and I rarely have lunch at the same time, as we both work in the same position at the store. There have, however, been a few occasions where I've seen her grazing on more than just swarms of krill. Ha, I said the joke first. The lunch she brings from home usually consists of frozen dinners, 2 Hungry Man meals, 3 cups of microwave mac and cheese, 2 family-sized bags of potato chips, 2 boxes of Little Debbie's. Jesus, that is grim. You know, most normal people eat these in like separate sittings, right? You've just eaten about 10 regular people lunches. I guess if we're counting bag of family-sized potato chip and box of Little Debbie as individual lunch, which I do, you know. You have to get used to it. Bachelor chow. And she generally will have another bag of chips and a box of Little Debbie's for her snack over the course of the day, and generally uses one of her breaks to go and buy more food from the Italian place across the street. God, can we count these calories? You're looking at like 5 to 10,000 for real. You are adding between 1 and 3 pounds of fat onto your body every day. Every day! 30 to 90 pounds in a month? Do you understand? It can't continue this way. Fucking maniac. Sometimes I have an issue where I speak before my brain realizes that it's a bad idea. Oh yeah, I feel that. Generally, it's in situations where I feel shocked or scared. Yeah, my situations are more like I'm trying to make people laugh and then I go too far. It's fine, probably. We're still working the bugs out, you know? Anyway, the lunches where Retail Whale eats out are the worst. Please don't ever say eat out again in the context of Retail Whale. Thanks so much. So the post begins. Walking into work, mentally prepped to face the day. Or so one would hope. Enter the break room to put up coat and purse. Whale song from the break room. Oh God, why? Hey, OP! Are you coming into work? OP says, yeah, hey, Retail Whale. How's it going? And she says, oh, just on lunch break. I wish restaurants would make bigger portions. I never feel like I'm getting enough food for my money. Yeah, because you're a bottomless pit. Until this point, I had just been trying to put my shit away in GTFO, but curiosity did get the better of me. 2 large empty pizza boxes, 2 large calzone boxes, 2 giant-ass hamburger boxes, large order of cheese fries currently being snacked upon, nearly done though. Tee-hee! This is where my brain decided to take a vacation. I blurt out, oh my God, did you really eat all of that? How are you still hungry?
Damn, little lady. You sure can't put it away.
Immediately realize what I said and feel like kind of a dick. I get ready to apologize, but Retail Whale just laughs. I told you, I've always been big. It takes a lot of food to keep a figure like this looking so good. In whose estimation? I mean, I guess if you're happy with your shape, that's more power to you. But I can't imagine that it's easy to walk or breathe or exist like that. I don't know. The lip-smacking noises of her sucking the last globules of cheese off of her fingers is enough to make me feel sick. Yeah, me too. Thanks for sharing that. Retail Whale. What did you bring for lunch today? OP. Nothing special. Sandwich, yogurt, an apple, a little bit of salad that we had left over. Retail Whale. You can't survive off of that. Your body's going to start eating your muscles. Not eating enough is really bad for you. Especially working at a job where you have to stand up 99% of the time on concrete floors. You've got to have good muscles. You know, interestingly enough, the less fat you are, the easier it is to stand up for extended periods of time. Isn't that fascinating? Trust the science! Anyway, by this point, I'd worked with this woman for perhaps 4 months. Every time the subject of food came up, I got a lecture to eat more. Nothing I said deterred her from this, and eventually, yeah, I just gave the fuck up. I mean, yeah, put your head down, bear it. There's no speaking logic with this one. I had also learned at this point that there is not a single solitary employee in the entire store that enjoys this woman's company. Everyone hates her. Yeah, that's they just let her get away with whatever she wants to do because nobody actually wants to interact with her. OP says, I eat enough to feel full. I don't need to eat any more than that. Retail whale, oh no, honey. You're doing it wrong. Just because your body thinks it's full doesn't mean it is. You need to eat so much that you feel like you're in pain.
Literally that's not how it happened. Didn't happen that way. Well, you thought it was about this? You thought it was about this? You're f***ing wrong!
Yes, my dietitian told me that. That's your stomach growing! And then the next time you eat a big meal, it won't hurt so bad. Yeah, totally. Just, pro tips for life out here, I guess. I'm pretty sure that she is trying to talk me into becoming morbidly obese. There are no words that she will understand. I speak people, not whale. Effort long since abandoned. I close my locker and say, yeah, I gotta go clock in. See you later. But hopefully not, though. About 2 hours into my shift, Retail Whale lets me know that she's going on a break. Retail Whale returns with two 12-inch subs. Retail Whale sings one of her favorite songs, I love chicken bacon ranch subs. They even gave me extra ranch on the side for free. Yeah, they're probably just hoping that you'll clog an artery, have a coronary, and just never show up again. She can't be pleasant to deal with, even on the other side of customer service, you know? She has them fill up one of the soup cups with ranch. Jesus. Shameless. I'm pretty sure that they give them to her for free because she's the reason that their store is still open. She's paying our salary, so yeah, give that bitch as much ranch as she wants. Yeah, she wants a lot of it. Later on, toward the end of her shift, she disappeared for about 20 minutes, not using the bathroom, shockingly. She came back up to the desk and loaded up the counter with cookies and chips and candy, just piles and piles of it. I ring all this shit up and say, stocking up the pantry, eh? And she says, oh no, these are just some snacks before dinner. You're a monster. She probably has poops that are the size of like a bodybuilder's arm, you know? It looks like it has a vein in it, but it's just a whole Snickers bar. She didn't even chew. OP says, I honestly don't know why I even asked her that. I should have expected it. I have long since given up on trying to speak to this woman about anything, including things that are work-related, because yeah, she never does them anyways. Well, to be fair, OP, she doesn't do much of basically anything, except eating. A lot of eating. TLDR, Retail Whale eats the entire Italian restaurant, tries to convince me to be obese, needs two 12-inch subs to sustain her energy, buys entire candy aisle for a pre-dinner snack. Next episode of our saga, Retail Whale finds a mate. Oh, she's been working on that whale song, has she? Proud of you. Really, everybody does deserve love, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to work out just because she has a lot more work to do on herself before she can truly love another human being. But I'm sure it's not going to be, doomed to failure or fraught with hilarity or anything. I hope they're not going to depict the act even through words because I will gouge my own eyes out.
Hey, watch this.
Jesus Christ!
Retail Whale, the mating, part 1. Oh man, you didn't have to put it like that, did you? Mating? Nasty. Sorry for the delay. I've been called into work unexpectedly over the past few days, so I haven't had good time to sit down and hash out this next bit. Here are the previous bits to our saga for the new readers. Yeah, there's 3 parts right there. And thus our story brings us to one of the most horrifying encounters with our dear Retail Whale. The Retail Whale has found a mate. To all the forever aloners on Reddit, if this woman can get a man, then you have all of the hope in the ocean, world, Yeah, the ocean world, Sea World. I thought Shamu was giving me the googly eyes that one time. Anyways, I'm unsure how many parts this will need to be in. I hopefully have the next few days off, so if it needs to be broken into pieces, then I'll post them day by day so as to not overload your jimmies. My jimmies are ironclad, but I appreciate you thinking of the other people. I'm probably going to condense this thing about as much as I can because I know ReddX industry strong. Jerry Army, built different. Now, if you didn't think this horrid blob of a woman was entitled before, everything, and I mean everything, got worse after she found a dude who, for some reason, wanted to stick it in her. I mean, part of me understands that, you know, a man's needs and that, but the fact that he admitted to it is the mystifying part to me. Anyway, we are going to refer to Retail Whale's boyfriend as Jonah, courtesy of one user, Chester Higginbotham, formerly DWO, death warranted over, courtesy of one of my fellow employees. Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck that means, OP, but thanks for that. Big shout out, Chester, whoever the hell. Alright, so we're starting it off. Working that morning shift. Getting off at noon. Best shift ever. Rocking out to tunes on the overhead radio. Cleaning stuff. Helping customers. The whole 9 yards. 11:30. And in rolls our beloved Retail Whale. Yeah, and her rolls. What is this? Is there a new release on the satellite radio? No, it's a new whale song that I've never heard before in all the depths of all the oceans. Retail Whale. OP! Guess what? OP says, is there a buy one get one free sub sale at Subway? Honestly, that would be pretty lit. I don't know if I've told you guys the extent to which my wife loves Subway. She was mystified. We walked in there, she's like, you can put anything on it? I'm like, yeah, you can put all of those things on it if you want. And she totally did. Now we're going to America. She's like, I want to go to Subway. I'm like, all right, we can make that happen. Retail Whale says, oh, I wish. Better than that, I got a boyfriend. Quick aside, she is more of a guffawing whale than a tee-heeing whale, so this caught me off guard. Deep, booming voice and all. Tee-hee! I look around to see if I'm on some kind of TV prank show. No cameras. All clear. Oh, good for you. Don't bother asking questions at this point because she will tell me His name is Jonah! He's 65 and he's just so sweet. We've been talking for months and we're absolutely in love. I'm going to meet him this weekend. Can you work my shifts? Well, I like money. I will work any shifts. I like shifts. OP says you guys haven't met? Retail Whale. Oh no! We met online on a Christian dating site. I didn't know whales practice Christianity. He's such a wonderful person. I don't know why his last wife left him. She obviously doesn't know what she's missing out on. Tee-hee. First thought, does he know how large she is? I guarantee you he doesn't. Second thought, Christians and divorce. Lol. Well, divorce isn't technically recognized here in the Philippines either. But despite being a majority Catholic country, they're trying to flip that around because, yeah, it turns out not being able to leave somebody ever it can cause some problems. Third thought, figures that the only place that she'd meet someone to date is on the internet. Well, I mean, most people do it that way. I don't think it's the best way to do it, but it's rather common now compared to when this thread was made. Anyway, OP says, I don't mean this as a slight toward internet dating, only toward her. Swears! Well, I know, you seem like the type that spends a lot of time on the internet too, so just lean into that. Well, you gotta be like, it's a bad thing when she does it. You just say, hey, yeah, I do it too, and I hope I never see you out there. Yeah, I'll work your shift, says OP. No problem. So he's divorced then? Retail whale. Oh, well, no. He's separated right now. His divorce will be final in 6 months. OP says, you do know they have to be separated 6 months to qualify for divorce, right? Retail whale. Yeah, his wife moved out last week. So you're the rebound is what's happening. He told me they've been separated for 2 years, but because they were cohabitating, they couldn't get a divorce yet. What a tangled web we weave. Things smell fishier than usual in this retail ocean. We will fast forward here to after they met, because the rest of that conversation was basically just how awesome her newly separated internet Christian boyfriend was. Yeah, he sounds like a real peach. So fade into Monday after the meetup, that morning shift, etc. Roly-poly, retail whale. She rolls in at 11:30 like clockwork. She is at least punctual for her shifts. Yeah, that's because she got nothing going on. Retail whale. Oh my gosh, OP. I had the best weekend. OP. Oh, that's nice. I guess he was everything that you thought he could be. Retail whale. Everything and more. We're engaged. Ring flash. Dude, that...
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Okay, yeah, great. I'm glad you're happy. Sounds like we're rushing out of one mistake and into another one, but hey, we all gotta learn the hard way sometimes. Deer in the headlights like a mofo, says OP. Maybe if I don't say anything, she will just keep talking. Great success! Retail whale. You wouldn't believe how tiny he is. Oh, that's sad. He's got like a micropene situation going on. Oh, you mean he's skinny? Oh, good, yeah. Whew. I told him that his last wife didn't feed him properly, and he needed a woman who could put some meat on his bones. Tee-hee. OP says, yeah, I bet you'd have no trouble with that. Such a pragmatic answer. I love it. Retail whale. I think she starved him out of spite because the relationship failed. I'll get him eating proper meals in no time. He's going to move in with me and Mom next month. OP says, don't you think you're moving a little fast there? Retail whale violently explodes like I've never seen before. Fire from the fucking blowhole. Retail whale. You have no room to lecture me on what to do in my own personal life. You're living in sin with your boyfriend. You don't know anything about Jonah. How dare you judge our love based on your shallow relationships? OP says, well, if he's moving in with you, then you'll be living in sin too. Retail whale. Oh, shows what you know. We're engaged, and my mother will be there with us, so it's perfectly fine. Oh, that's the loophole, huh? You gotta do it through a hole in a sheet, or you gotta do it while your mom watches. Go ahead, pick. What do you prefer? I think this guy's got some weird stuff going on. OP says, okay, yeah, whatever. Congrats, I guess. Retail whale. Unlike some people, I know how to keep a man too, since I know how to cook. Yeah. Hungry man dinners, 7 nights a week. If the diabetes doesn't get me, then the kidney stones will. He couldn't keep his hands off me, so he obviously has good taste in delicate, feminine women. Yeah, delicate like a fucking cactus. OP says, Retail whale, if you don't want me to butt in on your life, maybe you should consider taking your own advice and staying out of mine, cause it's pretty rude. Yes, indeed. How uncouth. Retail Whale says, "It's not rude. Everything I'm saying is absolutely correct. You need to know how to cook to keep your man happy, and you need to put on weight, 'cause I'm sure your boyfriend doesn't like touching all those nasty bones sticking out of you." I don't even see how he could even do it with you without bruising himself. Okay, that's too far, you mother. If you don't shut up right now, I'm gonna take this to HR as harassment. You have no right to discuss my intimate life in front of customers and fellow coworkers. It's embarrassing and improper for such a delicate, feminine woman. Retail Whale smirks. I guess you can't handle the fire, and that's why you stay out of the kitchen. What are you talking about, fire? You use your microwave to cook like every meal. You've never experienced actual fire in your life. Retail Whale saunters off to put her shit away and take over for me so I can go home. Yes, a well-needed rest. Ends part 1. Technically part 4, whatever. TLDR, Fatty gets a Christian internet boyfriend, lords her first boyfriend over my shallow relationships. Boyfriend is moving in with her in a month, and of course, thin shaming like a mofo. This was really, really long, but there is so much, much more. Edit, I suppose it's important to note that I am still overweight at this point. Yeah. But you're overweight with bones sticking out everywhere, and that's the best kind of overweight to be, I think. I'm not sure. Needless to say, I think that this new boyfriend of hers is going to be a user of the highest caliber, but she's going to look past all that because now she has a man to validate her, even though she's totally a strong, independent woman, you know. Actually, I take that back. I haven't gotten any strong, independent woman vibes from Retail Whale. She secretly wanted a man all along. And now she's got it. And it's horrible. Horrible! We'll move into the next part and see how that one goes. Probably wonderfully. Retail Whale! The mating part number 2. Oh my goodness. I hope they're not going to depict the act even through words because I will gouge my own eyes out.
Hey, watch this.
Jesus Christ!
Again. If you haven't read part 1, start here. Yeah, you know where them links are. So the whale and Jonah have been dating at this point for perhaps 2 weeks. I haven't caught sight of this elusive boyfriend in the flesh yet, but some of my coworkers have. To start, I will provide you with some of their commentary. G is an older woman in her 70s. She's worked her entire life and is a complete badass. She said, "He looks like death warmed over." L is a woman in her 50s who holds down 2 jobs and is just a sweetheart in general. He has the personality of a broomstick, but like with worse teeth. B is a younger guy in his 20s who's generally pissed off at life. I saw him making out one day and I just couldn't look away. It was a total train wreck. At first I couldn't tell if they were kissing or if she was trying to eat his face or something. A is another older lady who, like G, tells it like it is. They seem like the perfect couple to me. Anyone who can put up with Retail Whale's bullshit is either a saint or on some heavy drugs. Let's just hope that his prescription doesn't run out. I do wager that Retail Whale's a lot easier to deal with while she has boyfriend there. So I tend to agree with A. And I love the comments from the peanut gallery. That's so nice. You're really painting a picture there. OP says, I really, really, really love most of my coworkers. Yeah, there's always the one exception. That weird guy, and you have a shift with him, and you're like, ugh, okay. Just keep your head down. So eventually, indeed, the day finally comes where OP gets to see this hunk of man meat in the flesh. He's maybe 6 foot, around 182 centimeters, and as skinny as a frickin' rail. I couldn't even begin to guess his weight. He's so skinny that his skin is sagging on his face and arms. He looks like he might have been previously a fatty with how loose his skin is. A wild Jonah approaches. Not sure how to treat him, I just Might as well be nice. That retail smile. Hi, you must be Jonah. Dude looks right at me and does not respond. Completely expressionless with dead eyes. Weirdo. I hear a splashing in the distance. Lol, no, that's just Retail Whale's gut. Retail Whale, Jonah! You know that classic cheesy romantic scene of two people in love running at each other in slow motion through a field of flowers? Well, this was exactly like that, except only one of them was running. The other is standing still, dead to the world. Oh, no, the fat one better not be the one that's running. Her God-given inertia is gonna squash that man like a bug. Retail Whale takes him in her mighty fins and mashes her face into his. I guess that's how whales kiss? I mean, yes, probably, but also gross, disgusting, I don't like it. Please keep in mind that this is a busy store with customers all around, and she is still in uniform. Yeah, look at that coworker trying to eat that man's face. Eventually, she surfaces for air, only to begin spewing her love for her fiancé. He is still not responding. Yeah, poor fella, he's just looking for a place to lay his head, you know? Bit of extra food to eat. And she's got a lot to spare. Even if you just ate the crumbs that fell out of her mouth, that's a 5-course meal right there. OP says, I think that guy might be in a coma, but somehow still capable of walking. Was that like a grand mal seizure or something? Retail Whale, we need to get some food in you, Jonah. And I wouldn't mind a little something in me. Tee-hee. Oh, God, no. Did she just insinuate what I think she did? Oh, she definitely did. You expected a woman like this to have any shame at all? Ho, ho, ho. How naive. Retail Whale, I've never known how electric love can be. Before last night, it was my first time, and you were just so gentle and loving. Tee-hee. First time? For real? Nah, I don't believe that. Somebody threw the sausage down the hallway, like way back in the day. She just doesn't like to talk about it. She's a good Christian woman now. Jesus has restored her hymen. Oh my God. She did insinuate what I think she did. Vom! Please! It happens, OP. Things like this, they used to powder my spine. Now it's just sort of, you know, another thing in a long list of things that we gotta get through in the day. So now we're through it. Don't think about it anymore. That helps. Retail Whale, I've been telling OP that she needs to eat more, or else she'll never keep her man happy. Isn't that right, Jonah? Jonah mumbles something. Maybe he's a zombie. A zombie that eats fat instead of brains. Well, he's gonna be feasting for years. Retail Whale chortles. See? I told you, OP. Real men want a woman they can grab onto. Yes, I do like my women to exist in the physical plane, that's true. But in my estimation, it's pretty easy to get a little too much to grab onto. You gotta be like the porridge that Goldilocks chose, you know? Just right. She continues, you're just so masculine and bony. You really need to fill out your curves so you can get a better man than your boyfriend. Oh, them's fighting words. He's obviously just with you because he has self-esteem issues. Yeah, it takes one to know one. OP says, Retail Whale, I got customers. Can you take your tonsil hockey game somewhere else? You're scaring the children. Retail Whale glowers a bit, and OP says, don't make me call a manager. Again. Well, it seems like you learned how to wrangle her pretty well. She might be 20 years at this store, but yeah, she's still like an entry-level employee. Which is good. She should never be in charge of anything, just to be clear. I did call the manager earlier that day to tell them that she had taken an hour-and-a-half long break after her hour lunch, so yeah, they were already pretty pissed at her. Retail Whale says, "Ooh, fine. Come on, Jonah. Let's go eat, and then let's go play." Ew. Must not puke in front of the customers. Must not puke in front of the customers. Jonah mumbles something. Retail Whale as she's leaving. Tee-hee! I know. She's such a bossy little bitch, isn't she? She thinks she can just run everyone's life. Yeah, says the woman who wants to dictate how much food everyone eats. Now, A was with me through most of this interaction. She already made a joke about that dude being on some hard stuff. We converse quietly in between customers. A, holy shit, man. That guy's stoned out of his gourd. I don't even think he realizes what he got himself into. OP, he might realize once he's crushed to death in bed. A, I do not need that mental image repeated, OP. I prefer to keep my food inside my stomach. Thank you. End part 2. Yes, there's a part 3, perhaps even a part 4. Previous chapters, other fat people stories related to Retail Whale. Oh, we'll have to make a note of those. This could be a nice long saga. Is it as juicy as Moby Vic? No, not quite, but I like it. Tension between coworkers often entertains me in a way that few other things do. It's just a very niche thing. Like the school stories taking me back to the school days, this takes me back to the retail worker days. I think the boyfriend is in like a Boogie 2988 situation, you know? He's just the skinny one that has to stay stoned in order to deal with his pathetic, miserable life. While she's sitting there trying to force feed him pink drinks from Starbucks. The Boogie fans know what I'm talking about. I said I'd stop talking about that guy, but I got talking with Zuka on Twitter. You know, the guy that wrote the Burger Beard Saga as well as a few others. And he mentioned Boogie, so I blame him for putting the brainworm back into my head. I might cover him again, but probably not, because yeah, he's boring as shit now. Doesn't matter. We'll continue on into the third and final part of this subsection, I guess we'll call it. So join me over there, won't you? Retail Whale, the mating, part 3. I think this is where Jonah finally comes to his senses. He's like not stoned for an hour. He's just like, what have I done? I gotta get my life back together. Anyway, welcome back again, OP. She says, I'm hoping that I can finish this in one post, but if it gets too fat, then, well, I'll make another post. Oh yeah, the big beefy boys. Apparently it didn't get too fat. Start here for this portion of the series. We did it already. So after my glorious introduction to her drugged up fiancé, word started to spread around the store. Now these are southern women, so word spreads faster than Retail Whale's ever-expanding waistline. Yeah, like I said earlier on, that like 1 to 3 pounds every single day. It's ridiculous. How long have you been doing this to your body? How are you even still alive? By this point in my interaction with Retail Whale, I pretty much constantly look like a pissed off cat, ears back and growling. Lots of animal sounds in this series, that's nice. I am fully aware that I'm a bitch, but this woman pushes me to the limits of my sanity in every possible case. Except not a jury in the land will convict you. This is actually a sad story, if you have a heart, and aren't a giant biatch as I tend to be. Schadenfreude like a motherfucker. Yeah, I'm buckled in for that. I'm ready for some of that. Give me a taste! We have yet to see Retail Whale really suffer, aside from, like, you know, the suffering that is her own existence. So, at work, do I really need to keep saying that? This is the only time I interact with the whale. Retail Whale isn't working today, and the whole store feels lighter due to her lack of gravitational pull. Science. Then I feel a lurch in the force. Earthquake? No, we don't have earthquakes here. It's just a fatty walking in. Retail Whale rolls up to the store, and she looks like she's been crying. Oh, God. Don't come to me with all that. Don't come near me with all that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Opie says, to note, my position is extremely busy. I'm constantly on the phone, helping cashiers, counting various monies, as well as assisting customers. I don't have a lot of downtime. Retail whale, Opie, I don't know what to do. The breaks are for her sobs. She's not crying, but she is making crying sounds. Well, I'm trying to do my job, stupid. What the hell do you want? I don't want to be rude in front of the customers, because, them bitches love me. What's wrong, Retail Whale? You look like someone died, or threw away the rest of your pizza, as if there are ever leftovers. Jonah asked me to let his friend move in with us. I'm just not really comfortable with it. I don't know this guy, and I think he's on substances. Ha ha. Fucking really? OP says, you said no, right? Your mother lives in that house with you. You have to keep her safety in mind. Retail Whale, of course I said no. But Jonah is insistent that his friend moves in. He said we need to get our own house so that we don't need to worry about Mom anymore. Wow, that sounds like a nightmare in the making. Good luck! OP says, Retail Whale, your mom needs your help. You can't just abandon her and buy a house so your fiance's druggy friend can move in. Retail Whale, I know that. Can you even imagine the food bills feeding another person? And having to pay mortgage? I don't make enough to cover that. I know. Food is probably most of her budget all the time, always. OP says, yeah, you don't make enough to cover your own food bill, plus mortgage. OP says, just tell him no. I don't see why it's a problem. Retail Whale, it's a problem because Jonah and I never fight. We discuss things sometimes, but he usually sees my way and then it's over. I don't know how to deal with this. Stand your ground? Grow a spine? I can't really fix it for you. OP says, my then boyfriend, now husband, and I have amazing fights. We yell and scream and say horrible things. I'm pretty sure the neighbors don't talk to us because of it, but we get our feelings out there without bottling them up to an explosive point. Plus, the makeup boom boom, but don't tell him I said that. Not fighting seems absolutely foreign to me. You're two different people, you have two different opinions, you are going to fight! Yeah, you don't need to get loud about it though. Loud to me seems disrespectful. My wife and I will definitely peck at each other, but yeah, raising the voice, that's not good. We don't need to go there. Anyway, suddenly, a wild G appears! To refresh you, G is a hard-ass 70-year-old woman, ex-coal miner, ex-bar owner twice over, and I swear she has ears like a freaking bat. G, if you let him move in, Jonah's problem's just going to get worse. Retail Whale, Jonah doesn't have a problem, except for his bad choices in friends. And women. I was totally gonna make that joke. G says, whether you want to see it or not, he's on drugs. You can go ask S about it. She'll tell you. S is our pharmacy tech. Retail Whale says, he's not on drugs. He's just worn down because he hasn't had proper food. Because of his ex-wife starving him. He'll be fine once he starts gaining weight. Yes, that's right. All of our problems will be fixed somewhere down the line, magically. G says gaining weight isn't going to help his problem, and you adding food addiction on top of his substance addiction will only make things worse. Retail Whale actually laughs at this point. How could you laugh during a conversation like this? She says, there's no such thing as food addiction. We need food to live and to be healthy. Well, certain type of food, yes. Not the endless amount of carbs that you're eating, but whatever. G says, we do need food, but with the way I figure you're making him eat, he's not getting what he needs. He's getting what you force into his skeleton face. I love you, G. You have no idea of all the loves that I have for you. Retail Whale says, I'm tired of everyone giving me hell because I know how to eat properly. Gee, you look like you haven't had a proper meal since 1945. And OP, she's never had a proper meal in her life. You obviously have no idea how to be healthy with your eating habits. Irony, I don't have any follow-up for that. OP says, just shoot me now, please. We live in the country. Where are all the gun-wielding customers? Anybody? Sigh. Getting back on topic here, you can't afford your own house, your mother needs you, and no one needs a drug addict friend living with them. Just put your foot down, try not to break the floor, and tell him no. Retail Wheel. That's easy for you to say. You're obviously manipulating your man into staying with you, but I won't do that with mine. All of my what? How do you even make that statement after what I said? It's just mental gymnastics. She's not hearing any of the things that you're saying, OP. She's just waiting for her turn to talk. Whale logic. How does it work? G says, you leave OP alone, Retail Whale. She's trying to help you. Just because you don't want to listen to good advice doesn't mean she's the bad guy in this. Retail Whale starts leaking salt water from her pores. Or maybe she's crying. Sort of hard to tell. Retail Whale. Skinny people always gang up on me. I don't even know why I came in here. I'm gonna talk to my real friends about this because they'll understand without backstabbing me. You don't have any real friends, or else you wouldn't have come in here. But sure, whatever, just leave.
Nobody even wants you here.
Retail Whale makes a hasty, haha, exit. G shakes her head. I know exactly why that man is with her. OMG, tell me more. G, he thinks her mama has money. He's waiting for her to kick off so Retail Whale gets her inheritance, and once she has it, he'll take half and split. Likely blow it on substances and OD, but who gives a shit about that? That girl's going to be devastated and eat herself into a coma. OP says, are you just speculating here, G? G shakes her head. I know everyone in this town. I've heard talk. Damn! G continues, I tried to warn her about him before, about how strange his divorce was and how fast they were moving, but you know her, she won't hear it. OP says, yeah, I tried to do the same. G says, does she talk to you like that often? About your weight and your man? OP says, pretty much every day. G says, next time it happens, you let me know. G winks and goes back to work. Damn, she's a real one, huh? End of part 3, TLDR. Fiance's addicted friend wants to move in. Confirm addict fiance. Fiance using Retail Whale for inheritance pending mommy kicking the bucket. Me and G are just bitches because we're not huge cows. There's no part 4. I managed to squeeze it all into one calorie-filled episode. But there's still more Retail Whale stories on the way, so don't fret. Oh, that's beautiful. That's wonderful. I am sufficiently stuffed for the day, and I do appreciate you sitting us down to tell us all about this dumpster fire. And quite a dumpster fire she is, indeed. There's many more parts to go. We're not even halfway through. I might gain weight if you didn't eat everything in the house for dinner.
Would you like some aloe vera? You just got burned.
Retail Whale. Jealousy. Gosh, her? Can't imagine. So our stories are going to jump around now because I got the main plot line done and out of the way here. This story took place at the beginning of April. My husband and I got married in a small private ceremony with just our immediate families there with us. Yeah, that's the way to do it, honestly. You don't want to drop like multiple grands for the wedding because you have this debt together. You should start out your married life debt-free. You know, nice little vacation somewhere that you both can afford. Even if that just means a pirated DVD and a small bag of marijuana.
Bag of weed, oh, everything is better with a bag of weed. It's the only help that you'll ever need, because everything is better with a bag of weed.
Not that we endorse such things. Whatever. We kept our plans extremely quiet because gossip here spreads faster than butter on a hot waffle. Damn, love that. I can't recall if OP's Southern or not, but that's definitely a Southernism. So I had taken a few weeks off of work to spend time with my mother and sister, as well as get hitched. I didn't tell anyone at work. At this point, Retail Whale is talking about her wedding nearly every freaking day, about how stressful the planning is, and the cost, and blah, blah, blah. Yes, it's all about you, if only for a moment, and it probably did cost you about $10,000, didn't it? So our story picks up when I get back to work. Working a long shift. Boo! Lots of congrats thrown around by coworkers and regulars. I glowed like a frickin' newlywed. I promised to bring in pictures, cause bitches love pictures. God, don't they? Retail Whale then appears to take over for me. Yes, and to get her slice of equal attention cake. Now, Retail Whale, for all of her infuriating tendencies, does tend to be a pretty jovial coworker. She's especially happy when she's giving someone shit, but that's beside the point. Totally jovial, except the shit giving, sure. Strange expression is on the whale's face. Looks similar to the face that she makes when she doesn't get free food from restaurants. Is something similar to anger? Hangry? It's probably anger. I prepare for the incoming rant about how some fast food calorie buffet didn't sate her feminine needs. Retail Whale, how dare you? What? Retail Whale, you knew I was getting married at the end of May, and you just had to go and ruin it by getting married behind my back. You're such a bitch. I swear skinny people only think of themselves. I can't believe how selfish you are. I'm still not actually sure if this is really happening. Don't you see, OP? Everything that happens in the world revolves around her. We went to war in Vietnam? That's because I don't like rice cakes.
Ha ha ha! We know you not like rice cake.
Ricey, ricey, rice, no one like rice cakes.
You're the center of the cold, dead universe, aren't you, Retail Whale? Of course it's happening, says OP. Retail Whale is irrational as a motherfucker. I don't need to run my life plans by you, just for the record. I've been planning this for about a month. I just didn't want to make a fuss out of it, Retail Whale. So you admit it! Admit what, exactly? That I got married? Yeah, totally did. Super happy about it. Thanks for your concern, Retail Whale. You admit you're a backstabbing little sneak. You absolutely have ruined my wedding. Wow, that was easy. We didn't even have to crash or anything. Just by having my wedding near your wedding, it's ruined? Perfect. I'm glad I have that sort of power over your life. I shall wield it, not necessarily wisely. OP says, how exactly did I ruin anything by marrying my boyfriend? Other than the fact that you can't give me shit about living in sin anymore, I guess. Yeah, that part is kind of ruined now. Retail Whale, you always make everything about you! My God, pot, meat, kettle. No one else is allowed to be happy because you always have to lord over everyone about how skinny and perfect you are. What? I think you ascribe a lot of thoughts to OP. This is like the clearest cut case of projection that I've ever seen. So of course, when you found out that I was getting married, you just had to sabotage it by taking all the attention away. Yeah, that's really what it's about for you, isn't it? The attention. That's really what it boils down to. All of this. OP says, my marriage to my husband has absolutely nothing to do with you or your plans. I rarely ever get to see my mother, so I wanted to seize the opportunity while she was in town. If you're expecting an apology, you won't be getting one, because I've done nothing wrong. At this point, she starts blubbering, puns, and runs back to talk to our manager. She's gone maybe 10 minutes, coming back looking triumphant with some half-devoured snack cake. Retail Whale says, P needs to see you before you leave. And of course, P is one of our managers. Whatever, no shit's given. I pack up to go talk to the manager. Knock on the door, 'cause fucking manners. You want to talk to me? P sighs. Sit down and close the door. I do so. Retail Whale says that you just yelled at her in front of customers and coworkers, saying that fat people don't deserve to be happy and that she needs to lose weight. P is also overweight, just for the record. OP retorts, when have you ever known me to comment about anyone else's weight? She's lying to you, and if you call G in here, she'll corroborate my side. Oh no, we don't want to deal with any evidence. This is all about feelings here. Well, G had been standing nearby, growing more and more red in the face during our exchange. Mofo got my back. G comes into the office, face still red, and P asks G what happened up front. That stupid bitch would just not leave OP alone. Every day she comes in here, every damn day. She makes some comment about her weight, her man, her life, and today was fucking ridiculous. She comes in yelling at OP for getting married and pushing her fat ass out of the spotlight for a singular fucking day. I swear if you don't do something about her, she's going to get jumped in the parking lot. With ReddX Industries brand crowbar, I'm sure. OP wants to clarify that yes, that is how G talks to our managers, and also yes, they're fine with it. I mean, you better be. What the fuck are you gonna do about it? P just shakes her head. You can go home, OP. I'll talk to her later this evening when it slows down. G walks with me back up to the front, still steaming at the ears. Retail Whale smirks as I walk past, and I tell G goodbye. Hugs, 'cause, you know, that bitch is awesome. And I walk to the door, and I hear G start yelling again. Naturally, I slow down, 'cause this gonna be good. Now listen here, Retail Whale. I need to know that if I ever hear you talking to OP like that again, I have a bat and a shotgun in my car with your name on it. Is it like one of those combination bat shotguns where you flip it around? But also every time you hit a baseball with it, you pray not to shoot yourself in the stomach. I used to have one of those, but yeah, I don't have the nerve for it. Anyway, G says, I know where you live, so keep your fat mouth closed. You hear me? Don't make me call your mama neither. Retail Whale pouts, but nods. Ain't no one messing with G. Yeah, I heard she's got a combination bat shotgun in her trunk. Now, it's only been a month, but she hasn't said anything else to me at this point. I don't believe G would actually be violent toward her, but it was a damn good threat because Retail Whale is still scared. You want to know why it's a good threat? Because it lays out the escalation. I've got a bat, which I will use, and then if that doesn't work, we've also got the shotgun as a backup. And as a backup for my backup, I got the combination bat shotgun. There are still old stories that I will tell you guys, so please don't panic and get your beatus more riled up than your jimmies. That's right, be careful out there. So really, the entire thing of Retail Whale is her being jealous of OP. You've made yourself sad because your life doesn't stack up to such and such, whatever comparison you've made for yourself. And that's a really stupid way to live. How about you just be grateful for the things that you have and don't worry so much about what's going on with somebody else. That's pretty simple, isn't it? I don't know if I can explain it any more clearly than that. It's easy.
Come on, man! That's too easy!
Why would you not do it if it is so very easy? Because it takes practice, that's what it is. You gotta catch yourself when the ugly thoughts come. I don't think Retail Whale gonna be too good at that. But anyway, we'll continue on into another part, and I hope you'll join me for it. Retail whale, the jewelry fiasco. Well, she stole some jewelry, didn't she? Calling it. She got to trade it for some hamburgers.
Cheeseburgers.
We've seen it before. Yes, previous retail whale stories. We've read them all. Playlist in the description. Before our beloved retail whale started working in customer service, lol, she worked in our jewelry department. It's pretty easy work. Open a case, show a bitch what they want to see. If they don't buy it, put it back, close the case. Even a Fatty McFaddington should be able to do that with no problem. Yeah, as long as their arm can still fit inside the case. I don't know what kind of ham hocks you're working with. Of course, if you've been following my stories, you will realize that Retail Whale's main problem is her atrocious attitude toward work and, well, life in general. These stories were told to me by the head of our jewelry department. We'll call her Kay for ease. Kay is about 5'6", 167.64 centimeters, and 180 pounds, 81.64 kilograms, and around 65 years old, but she looks like she just hit 40. She carries her weight well. She had a hysterectomy when she was in her 30s, and apparently the lack of hormones made her gain weight. She does not have fat logic and eats well, so I'm assuming that she's telling the truth. Yes, always judge someone by their actions. That's easy. Although, yeah, hormone imbalance comes with a whole host of other problems. You might want to get some prednisone, some estrogen cream. Menopause in your 30s must have been a hell of a thing. Anyway, yeah, cool backstory, Kay. I'm just going to retell this whole story as Kay told it to me. Some details flushed out for effect because I wasn't there, but yeah, I know how she acts. Retail whale working in jewelry, making that commission. Oh, dude, that seems like a sweet gig. She must have really fucked it up to get kicked down to the register, huh? A wild, lone male customer appears, and Retail Whale turns on her charm. I use that word lightly. Probably the only thing about her that can be considered light. Her hair is too short and scraggly to be twirled around her fins. She leans over the counter seductively instead. Retail Whale, see anything you like, baby? Ha ha! Retail Whale guffaws, not tee-hees. Customer says, yeah, I'm looking for something for my wife for her birthday, but she can only wear gold. She's got bad skin allergies. Retail Whale, well, let me show you what I'd like if I was your wife. Ha ha! Yeah, please don't do that. You're trying to compare yourself, and it's just not fair to you. You can never stack up, okay? Truth be told, says OP, most of our jewelry is cheap-ass garbage, so our legitimate gold jewelry is few and far between, which this man has informed us that his wife cannot wear. Retail Whale pulls out a gold over sterling ring. Retail Whale, I would just love if my man bought this for me. I think the sparkles really bring out my eyes. Don't you? Customer, yeah, sure. Do you have anything more simple? She's not really into gaudy jewelry. Retail Whale, ooh! I'll never understand how good men could settle for women with no taste in jewelry. Customer laughs. I don't know why. I don't know anything about jewelry, so having simple taste makes it easier for me. I think the customer was laughing just to break the tension there.
Funny, yes, but not funny, haha. Funny, weird.
Honestly, I'd shoo her aside. Ask for another associate. Just, okay, be gone with you. I'm done now interacting with you. We're moving on to something different. Possibly better. Definitely different. Retail Whale says, ha ha, that's just 'cause you're a man, honey. Retail Whale touches his hand. Men don't need to know about things like jewelry. Just trust me. She will love this ring. Customer considers. And it's gold, right? Retail Whale. Oh yeah, absolutely. Customer. I guess I could always, bring it back if she doesn't like it. Retail Whale. What size does she wear? Customer, a 6, I think. For those unaware, size 6 is about the average ring size for women in America. Yeah, I think my wife said 5.5. Retail whale, she's gotta be tiny. How could you be with a woman so small? Wouldn't you rather be with a real, full-figured woman? No, I don't think I would. Thanks for the offer, but I'd rather castrate myself with dental floss, you see. Retail whale leans over the counter more. The cracking of glass can be heard, and she is showcasing her wares. Customer, I've always dated small women. They're delicate. Dude, yeah, I love that. Retail whale, big women are delicate too. We just need more love. Yeah, I'm at about my love-giving capacity, so you're gonna have to shop elsewhere. Customer says, yeah, so can I just get this ring then? Retail whale rolls her eyes and bags up his purchase. 3 weeks later, skinny, angry woman approaches the jewelry counter. Previous customer trailing behind her, looking like a scolded puppy. Retail whale is working again that day. Oh, fortune and fate smile upon us truly, don't they? We'll use FC for female customer and MC for male customer. FC, did you sell my husband this ring? Aloof retail whale. Oh, I can't remember every pretty face I see. I might have. We do have a lot of girls who work in this department. Male customer. Nah, it was her. Female customer looks fit to explode and holds up her hand. Instead of smacking retail whale across the face, she points at one of her fingers where a nasty green and black ring has formed. Female customer, my husband told you that I have allergies and you still sold him a ring that I cannot wear. I should sue your ass into the ground. Retail whale, he never told me you were allergic to anything. And maybe it slipped his mind with a natural-looking woman in front of him. Nothing about you is natural, okay? That is 100% palm oil that I'm seeing right now. Just out of curiosity, how much of a natural diet should be palm oil? Probably 0%. To recap, retail whale wears hideous clown makeup, quote-unquote natural. Yeah, ha! Female customer. As if he'd ever be tempted by a lump like you when he has me to come home to. More like you got so distracted by a dong in front of your counter that you were more interested in flirting with him than selling him a proper product. Retail whale. Maybe if you ate properly, you wouldn't be allergic to everything. What? Female customer. I want to speak to a manager now. Damn, Karen let her know. Knocked her all the way down to cashier. That's a sad thing, isn't it? Although, to be clear, I don't feel all that bad for retail whale. She had this one coming. I don't know how she made it to a position where she could get commission anyway. Anyway, OP says how this woman did not get fired for this, I really have no fucking clue. One of the managers refunded the ring and gave her another of her choosing for 90% off, plus a free replacement plan for 2 years. Damn. They took that new ring out of retail whale ass, but yeah, she got a lot to give, I guess. Shortly after this, retail whale was removed from jewelry and put at customer service. TLDR, retail whale flirts with customer, sells ring his wife is allergic to, wife comes in to complain. Retail whale blames her being skinny for her allergies. I think the saddest part about this story is retail whale ever thought that she stood a chance, you know?
Not even close, baby!
You've got something going on inside your head. It's not healthy, okay? We need to live in the real world for just a little while. But I don't want to go back to the real world quite yet, so we're going to get into, what is this, like part number 7? We're over halfway now through retail whale, so that's super. I mean, also sad, but also pretty super. Delusional fat people is one of my favorite genres, you know? So let's see what else we can find as we dive into part number 7. So join me over there. Retail whale, the mother. Oh my god, dude. Is her mom gonna come into the store? Is she gonna eat everybody? Previous stories? Yep, read them all. I've spoken mostly of Retail Whale's mother in my comments, but not very much in the stories. Here, I will tell you of my only meeting with her mother. She's about 5'4", a little bent over, in her 80s, and not very healthy. I'd say she's probably 120 to 130-ish pounds, with a thin, old lady look about her. She has 2 doctor's appointments every week, which Retail Whale has to drive her to. Usually Retail Whale comes herself to pick up prescriptions, but one day, her mother came in with her. I wonder if she's going to be a treat. Nice old lady with overbearing daughter, or evil crone that raised a child in her image. I'm not sure. We'll refer to her as Mother for this story. So I'm working like a boss on a long shift. Retail Whale thunders her way into the store. 30 seconds later, she is trailed by an elderly woman with a cane. I do not associate the two because old woman is not a whale. Retail Whale waddles over to the pharmacy. Elderly woman stops by customer service. Being customer service, I ask her, "Can I help you with anything, ma'am?" Sweet southern lady accent. "Oh no, darling, just waiting for my daughter to get my medicines. I'll be out of your way shortly." I smile. Nice people are rare enough, and I say, "You're not in the way, dear. Would you like to sit down and wait? We've got a bench over by the pharmacy if you're not feeling well." Mother. "Oh, don't worry your heart about me. I'm stronger than I look." She winks and I chuckle. Oh, wholesome interaction. That's nice. I start conversing so she doesn't feel awkward. Slow time of day, no customers at my station. "So, have you lived in the area long?" Mother. "Oh, my whole life, sweetheart. I gone a few places, but never too far from home. I love it here." This is fairly typical of people in this area. Those who are born and raised here very rarely break away. Most of them have never been further than 100 miles away. That is mystifying to me, honestly. Don't you long for adventure? Come on. Let's get to see some other shit, could we? But whatever. To each their own. OP says, "I just moved here less than a year ago, but I love it too. The mountains are just lovely." Retail Whale appears with all her thunder. "Okay, Mommy, it's time to go. I told you not to talk to that woman. She's a sinner." Mother looks Retail Whale in the face. "We're all sinners in our time. You shouldn't judge her so. She's a sweet thing." Retail Whale makes a song of disgust. "Oh, I told you, Mom. You don't know what these young girls are like. This isn't your times anymore. She's an anorexic floozy." Mother looks cross. "She was sweet to me. You won't speak ill of her in front of me." "Oh, I can't believe you're taking her side," cries Retail Whale. "Just because you can't gain weight doesn't mean you have to side with skinny people all the time." Mother. "I might gain weight if you didn't eat everything in the house for dinner."
Would you like some aloe vera? You just got burned.
Oh shit. I stay silent because, holy hell, I love this woman. Honestly, she's a vibe. I don't know where all this came from, but Retail Whale could use a lot more of it. We're gonna bully her better. Retail Whale. "I eat healthy amounts of food. You never have an appetite, and it would go to waste if I didn't eat it. I'm doing you a favor." Mother. "You're living in my home. You're not paying any bills. We don't need to have this conversation in public, in front of strangers. You're embarrassing yourself." Retail Whale. "I take you to all of your appointments. I feed you. I take care of you." Bitch, you can barely take care of yourself. Mother says, "The only thing you do is bring home food, which is mostly for you. You don't clean, you don't do laundry, you don't put money towards bills. Darling, your whole life I'd taken care of you. Even if your mama didn't want you and your daddy split, that don't mean you could pay me any less respect. I raised you. I am your mother." Retail Whale explodes. "We're going home now. How dare you talk about me like this at work? Oh, she's adopted or something, huh? The plot thickens! And apparently she's really embarrassed about that fact. She doesn't want to talk about it. I think we can use this as a wedge. Every time you dig into me about anything, I'm going to use this wedge to dig into you right back. So happy it's a slow time at work, so I can listen to all of this madness, says OP. Interjection. To be fair, she did try to make you stop, but you kept on going. It's not her fault that you don't know when to be quiet. Retail Whale gets red in the face, but doesn't speak. Mother. I thought I'd raised her better than this. I did my best by her, and this is what I got now. Retail Whale. We're leaving now. My order's across the street. Italian time. Retail Whale storms off to get her sustenance. Yes, her sustenance and then some. Mother says, I'm sorry, darling. I wouldn't say anything, but she doesn't need to treat you so. She's a good girl most of the time. I tried to raise her right, but I could only do so much on my own. I smile and say, it's all right. I'm used to her by now. I just wish that she didn't talk to you that way. Mother chuckles. She only does it in public because of her pride. She'll cry and apologize as soon as we get home. She always does. Mother hobbles out. TLDR, Retail Whale gets into an argument with her mother at customer service, finds out her mom and dad ditched her. Retail Whale blames mother for wasting food. This was the only interaction I've had with her mother. She was a very sweet old lady, but she didn't take shit off her daughter, legally adopted, when she was being a bitch in public. Honestly, I want the rest of these stories to feature Mother. I'm sad that this is a one-off. I hope she makes a triumphant return at some point. I need to know more about her and this very strange and interesting dynamic. Like, she does cry and apologize, but that's her manipulating her way back in, you know? You're sort of enabling Retail Whale at a certain point, but I get it too, because you're her mom, obviously. You'll never understand what it's like to be a normal woman, you anorexic shell!
All I wanted was to help you. I only wanted to help! And what did you say to me?
Retail Whale, post-wedding. Oh yeah, they did have a fight about a wedding in a previous episode. OP says, obviously I didn't go to Retail Whale's wedding, as I was explicitly not invited. However, she did come into the store later in the day. Some of my fellow employees went. No huge drama or anything like that. Boo! They said she looked happy and looked pretty. He cried. She didn't. He cried because deep down he knows. That's his true feelings.
I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life.
I also found out that this marks Jonah's fourth wife. Retail Whale's first boyfriend. I'm expecting some epic shit to go down in the next few months, but please be patient, as I can only update that bit when it actually gets hilarious. So, Retail Whale has thin-shamed me many times previously, but this one was pretty amazing. It's a closing shift. Boo! That distinct rumble announcing Retail Whale's approach shakes my station. She approaches arm in arm with her new hubby, Jonah, trailed by two of his children, approximate ages 8 female and 21 male. Retail Whale, look at our rings! Do you like my hair? My wedding was so amazing. OP, I'm glad that you're happy while contemplating the glorious fallout that is surely to come, because, yeah, I'm a terrible person. I mean, you're only a terrible person to terrible people, and in my book, that's okay.
I find your proposal acceptable!
It has to be okay. This is basically what I try and do. Retail Whale, it was so much nicer than yours. I can't believe you got married in a house. Oh, it would have been classier if you went to Vegas and got married in front of Elvis. it does sound kind of fun to do, like, on a lark if you're already married. You know, just go get married again in front of the Elvis. That's how they make their money. I don't think people are actually doing the actual ceremony there. Are they? Please tell me now. Retail well contemplated it, guaranteed. OP says, my wedding was nice and simple and inexpensive, which is exactly what I wanted. Yeah, don't go into debt for that shit. Let's put a 5-figure financial strain on this marriage before it even starts.
I call a recipe for disaster.
Oh, you guys are idiots. Retail whale. I wore a white dress, unlike that trashy orange thing you wore. I heard this shit so many times that I don't even care anymore. Water and ducks. Yeah, I happen to like my traffic cone dress, thank you very much. Why orange, though? Anyway, retail whale. And we had all my family there, and all my friends. OP, yeah, that's nice, retail whale. Realizing that she isn't gonna get a rise out of me, she goes off with Jonah husband to do her shopping. Oh, that's why they brought the kids along. You need some extra muscle when you're hauling around 4 shopping carts full of food, don't you? I laughed to myself about her wearing white because of her previously expounded upon sexcapades. I guarantee it's not her first boyfriend, technically. She called it that, he didn't. Is expounded upon in Fat People Stories because it fucking should be. About 30 minutes later, retail whale, Jonah husband, and his 2 children show up, and of course they have to check out with me, retail whale. Why are you wearing long sleeves in May? You have to be roasting in here. OP. It was 47 degrees when I came in at 2 p.m., so I figure it'll be pretty cold when I leave tonight. Retail whale gives a mighty chuckle. Ooh, oh, I doubt that. It's because you're anorexic. If you learned to eat properly instead of starving yourself, you'd have some meat on your bones and wouldn't feel so chilled all the time. Uh-huh. And is the reason that you're so sweaty all the time because you're fat? Probably it is. I take it back. Anyway, have a nice day. You really feel the need to comment on somebody's sleeves. Oh no, it's working. She is getting a rise out of me. God damn it, good ploy. I have to walk away. I'm not gonna do it. OP says, yeah, finally she told me I have an eating disorder. 130 pounds at 5'4", and I have an eating disorder. I normally feel warm or uncomfortably hot in any environment, which is why I love winter, cause OMG snow! And because it's unseasonably cold, yeah, I'm definitely anorexic. Are there people who actually like snow? Cause I haven't met anybody that actually lives in snow that likes snow.
Snow. We need more snow. Can't have enough snow.
Indeed.
Anyway, OP just says, bitch, please. Before I can even state my thoughts, Jonah's child pipes up. 21 male. She doesn't look that skinny. It's obvious she eats. Look how big her legs are. Retail whale. She's a stick. If she turned sideways, she'd disappear. 21 male. And you can kind of see her gut when she moves in a certain way. And she got a big butt. I mean, she wouldn't be that fat if she really had that disorder. OP, your total's $89.95. Jonah husband pays the total. Retail whale and 21 male son argue about whether I'm skinny or fat. I give absolutely no shits because I would rather see their marriage explode than lose my job. I quietly shake my head as I'm being fat and thin-shamed at the same fucking time. It's gotta feel great, you know? It goes to show it's all about perspective, I guess. I really do love that situation. It's absurd! OP says, I can't wait to see what happens after the honeymoon. Whee! Side note, I've gotten a few PMs from people telling me that I'm being too passive and a pushover when Retail Whale says stuff like this to me. I've worked with this woman for nearly a year and a half now. Saying things to her does no good. Saying things to my manager does no good. I can't get her fired. It can't ever be right with her, so why the hell would I even put effort into calling her out? I work at this shitty store to make my paycheck. At this point, that is all that it is. Her commentary is just gluttony for you. And indeed, I do love to sup. These situations, this is so outlandish. Fat and thin-shamed at the same time. I think one of the most telling things about this story is that Retail Whale shops at the place that she works. Maybe it's an employee discount, but really, I think she doesn't have anybody else. That's why she approaches OP. Because even if they're fighting, at least it's some sort of interaction, even if it's negative. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that being fat and thin-shamed was the highlight for me, for sure. Wait, how do you feel about it, Gubbins?
Illogical, impossible, cringe. Gubbins seethes, veins pump, code red. Soft chief waits for explosion. Gubbins waits too, but patience burns like hot glow. Should raid wedding feast? Should challenge Retail Whale in ritual combat, but no. Soft chief chooses paycheck. Gubbins respects long game, respects strategy, but battle still calls. Gubbins gonna gub 'em all.
Like I said, I'll always talk about half the time. He wants the fighter, but I won't let him because I choose paycheck, which, that's fair, you know? You don't want to go to jail. I guess you can't really go to jail if you're a white blood cell. It's an interesting perspective, that's true. Also, did he say Gubbins gonna gub 'em all? Because honestly, Gubbins, please don't gub on anything. This is ridiculous. And once this compilation comes together, it will be really telling on whether or not Gubbins was a good addition or not. I have to shorten how rambly he is. He should be more stoic, you know? The smarter he gets, the more he talk. Anyway, we're on to the next part. Retail Whale, the beginning. Wait, are we time travel shenanigans? What's going on here? OP says, this is a short one, folks. Sorry, but I thought you'd like it anyway. Maybe. As I stated previously, I fucking love all of my fellow employees, with the exception of Retail Whale. This week, I was speaking with a lady who's been with our store nearly since it opened, and she regaled me with stories about Retail Whale when she first came to the store. I mean, that is kind of fascinating. Was she always a piece of shit, or was it the store that ground her down to the state that she's in today? OP says, we shall call this ancient employee S. She's an older lady, one of the grumpy kinds, and yeah, I freaking love her. Normal-sized woman, future Retail Whale, is hired by the store, assigned to the jewelry department, generally good with customers, generally a nice person, gradually starts gaining weight. Started out at about 150 pounds, 5'11", that's 68 kilos, 180 centimeters, and within a year she's up to about 250, or 113 kilograms. Yeah, now do it in, how many stones is that? Coworkers show concern, but future Retail Whale blows them off. I'm just eating better because I can afford it now that I have a job. Retail Whale comes to work one day, crying. Coworkers show concern. Retail Whale, my doctor says I might be diabetic because of my size. I just don't know what to do. She also goes into detail about her lady cycle and uterus and possibly needing a hysterectomy. Yow. All of this because we couldn't resist the taste of delicious Red 40. It's great that you have a job and can afford things, but if you eat slightly less, then you can afford things besides food, you know? To Retail Whale's credit, well, she's not Retail Whale yet, but to future her's credit, for the next month, she does her best to try and eat well and exercise in hopes of turning her life around from that beatus. She does lose about 30 pounds, is complimented by coworkers on her hard work, Tests come back from the doctor. No signs of diabetes. Uterus is fine. Retail whale. I'm so glad I don't have to watch my diet anymore. That was so hard. In the next 10 years, retail whale balloons to 450 pounds, about 204 kilograms, and turns into the fucking monster that is deemed eligible for a customer service position. TLDR, this one's short!
Yeah, no shit, honey!
Retail whale has a beta scare. When everything's okay, she gorges herself. 4 years. I don't know how to feel about that. I should laugh because, yeah, it is absurd, but she proved to herself that she could change everything. She could have gone down a different path, been a completely different, most likely less miserable person, but she didn't want to do that. She liked Cheetos too much.
Want a snack without getting cheesy fingers? They're called Cheetos for a reason.
You're giving up all of that in exchange for cheese snacks? Come on, what the fuck? This is one of those that, yeah, I should laugh at just to push the feelings away, but I don't know. It hit kind of different. I'm like, you saw the you that you could have been and you turned away from it. I don't understand. Gubbins, can you make sense of any of this?
Gubbins sees pattern. Crisis, change. No crisis. Feast. Retail whale fears nothing except self-control. Weak whale. Strong Gubbins.
Strong Gubbins. Gubbins is strong. And, yeah, it's just a lack of self-control. I don't know why you would choose this.
You'll get no sympathy from me.
I feel pity only for the past version of her, okay? The current version, future version, after she's a miserable human being. I can't feel bad for that person because this is the choice that you made. Maybe the past person lives in an alternate timeline. Maybe they made the right choice. Oh, God damn it. Anyway, we're going to move on to another one of these because, yeah, pretty short indeed. Retail whale. Boss loses her shit. Super duper. Hello, my friends. Sorry for my absence, but I was out of commission for a little while because of a surgery. No big deal. I'm okay and back at work now. Yeah, you don't have to tell us if you don't want to. Sort of intriguing, though. My first day back, I was greeted with a lovely chorus of, I missed you! Oh, we're so glad you're back! Followed by, you will not believe what happened! Story as follows. Back at work after 2 gloriously sore and lazy weeks off. Bit slower than my old peppy self, but still all smiles and niceties. Boss catches up on issues that have been happening since I've been gone. Retail whale has had 13 complaints from customers within my 2-week absence, and nearly double that number of complaints from coworkers. It eventually got too much for my poor boss to handle, and she ended up losing her temper. Boss has been blowing up on Retail Whale all day, trying to correct all of the bad behaviors that she practices at work. Yeah, why wouldn't you have been doing this all along? Oh, boss went to clean up her own mess? I feel so terrible. This is what they fucking pay you for. Correct her or fire her. Of course, Retail Whale is constantly on the phone with personal phone calls and constantly eating, constantly ignoring employees that need her help, ignoring customers that need her help, ignoring all of the other responsibilities that we are tasked with as supervisors. Retail Whale slips up again right in front of our boss. Retail Whale, we just went over this. I don't understand how you can be so absolutely incompetent or forgetful or whatever excuse you want to give when we literally just had this fucking conversation 5 minutes ago. Retail Whale pouts and pretends she's going to cry. When my blood sugar gets low, it's hard for me to concentrate. I need to eat properly to do my job. It's because I'm starving myself up here that I can't remember everything. How much do you really have to remember, though? If it's a problem and you know it, make yourself some post-it notes, you know? Boss ain't fucking having it. Not today! Everyone has personal issues they have to deal with, Retail Whale. You seem to be the only one special enough to think that you can use your medical condition as an excuse to be lazy. So just do your damn job! Beautiful. Perfectly said. I've been known to have a bit of the old goldfish brain now and then, and yeah, I do use Post-it notes. And I can understand maybe keeping a snack up there with you if you truly have problems with that. You take a little bite of a Snickers bar or bend down under the counter. She's sitting there with a 6-inch Italian, you know? You can't be doing this. And she might have got the 6-inch. I don't know. I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. I do point a lot of blame on this toward the boss, the manager, for not cleaning up your fucking mess. But I don't know. Maybe somebody else has a different take. What you say, little friend?
Gubbin sees battle unfold. Boss. Warrior. Retail whale. Excuse forging slug beast. Blood sugar low. Then why always feasting? Lies. Cringe. Deserves hot glow. Gubbins will do it. Gubbins.
Oh man, are you okay? He seemed to really slow down on that one for some reason. I think that's his body using up his natural supply of Mountain Dew Code Red. He's burned through it all now. We gotta refuel our little buddy. Maybe we'll have time after the next part. These have been pretty short. We're moving at a nice clip. We'll keep it going. Retail Whale, The Awakening. I believe this is the fourth story in a row for this video. You must be enjoying the content at least a little bit, so join us over on Spotify or iTunes or wherever they allow you to listen at work. Because I think a lot of people listen at work. Anyway, OP says, I'm a stupid fatty. Forgot to add links to my previous stories. I'm so sorry. Don't worry, I got them all. I got them all listed right here. So here it is, my darling gorgers. The fat that broke the whale's back. Second day back at work, doing great, 'cause I'm me. Retail Whale shows up to take over so I can go home. As she's preparing to start her day, she starts talking to me about the most recent lady doctor visit. Gynecologist, bros. Oh my god. I don't know anything about that.
You remember when you found out your gynecologist never finished med school?
All right, Meg, let's take a look at that vagina.
Although I guess you do have to be more specific, because you say lady doctor, and I'm like, a doctor who's a lady? Is that unusual? This is the saddest whale song that I have ever heard from this woman, Retail Whale. My doctor said because of my weight, I'm borderline diabetic. Gosh, who could have seen that one coming? Yes, again, Retail Whale. She put me on a diet aid and told me that because of all the medical issues I've had, that I'll never have children. She's not even sure my uterus is functioning anymore. I haven't had a period since I was 20 years old. Oh, wow, thanks. Opie says, that personal information that I do not need. Oh, wait, here's some more. Retail Whale. I've had abnormal pap smears ever since I started going to the gyno. I've been on hormones since I was 30. She says it's all a product of my weight. I got mad at her at first, but then I realized that maybe she was right. Oh, P, what do you do to stay so slim? Oh my god. You really trying to turn over a new leaf? Okay, welcome aboard. Let me put on my official welcome aboard whale hat. Look how proud I am of you. I had a special hat made. I bet even Gubbins is proud of you, Retail Whale. Do you want a special Retail Whale hat, Gubbins?
Retail whale hat? Cringe. Burn it with hot glow.
Okay. Well, Gubbins still feels a certain way about Retail Whale. He doesn't quite believe in the awakening as much as I do. Maybe I will regret wearing this hat, but yeah, that threw me for a loop. Opie says, I lost all function and thought at this point. Was this horrendous, fat-loving woman really asking me for advice? There's no way. There's no fucking way. In what world would we be living if that was a thing? Clearly not in the same ocean as the Retail Whale. But there it was, my friends. Retail Whale asking how to lose weight and stay slim. Dude, you love to see it. The Awakening. I didn't think too much of the title, but now I see everything. I gave her very basic, very simple advice to start out with. Take a walk in the morning or night. Start out easy, then gradually increase the distance and speed. Stop eating all that takeout. Learn portion control, etc., etc. She nodded along and actually wrote down the things that I was saying. Dude, Is this for real? Is this whole story gonna have a happy ending? Again, I'm gonna feel really bad for ripping on her in the first place. Retail Whale says, I never really worried about my weight since I'm so tall because I carry it really well. Lol. But I've just been so tired, and with all the hormones they have me on, and now these diet pills and a diuretic on top of that, I'm just realizing that I can't stay this size and be happy. Oh, have you forgotten all about the delicious taste of red 40 dye? Good for you. Good for you. It was like a light was shining down from heaven. The angels were singing. This whale had finally seen the light. In a way, I'm really, really happy for her, but in a more selfish way, I don't know how many stories I'll get if she actually does better herself. I suppose I could keep you updated on her progress, but that will probably not be as amusing, though it may be inspiring. Well, I feel bad for all the terrible things I said now. That past version of her was somewhere deep down in her. She pulled it out at the right moment, you know? Some people might say, nah, not the right moment, way too late. I say whatever gets you on the right path, as far as I'm concerned. Gosh, that one really did my heart well. Are you still not a believer, Gubbins? Are you really sticking to your guns on this?
Gubbins doubtful. Retail Whale sees light, or just hungry again. Writes notes, takes advice, but will she feast again? If true, miracle. If false, more cringe. Gubbins watches. Hard meat cutter waits. Gubbins.
Well, I guess we've got at least one in your camp, Retail Whale. I want to believe until you give me a reason to not believe, which might not actually happen because there's only a couple parts of this left, so we'll wrap it up today, why not? It's the fourth story now, so if you've enjoyed the video this much, maybe you should check out the fourth wall. Consider some ReddX merch. It's comfy, especially the embroidered ones. Anyway, this story is called Retail Whale, The Breaking. No, don't do this to me. I just came up and I'm coming right back down.
I'm extremely confused.
You're confused. I'm fucking confused, bro.
OP says, let's get this old shit out of the way. Old Retail Whale stories are as follows, and yes, it's best to read them in order. Hello, my darling whale watchers. I have a very, very small update. Edit, warning, this is not a small update. I worded the shit out of this. About our deliciously gorging glutton. First, we'll do an update sans green text for her current diet tips and exercise routine that I suggested to her. She has been going on walks every day. Her mother was in once last week and told me how proud she was that Retail Whale is finally taking control of her life. See, I remember the mom. I like the mom. You can't be raised by that mom and not have some of this inside you. I love to see it, honestly. Retail Whale has apparently been attempting to prepare healthy meals and not drowning everything in fat, dressing, etc. She's been drinking a lot more water, but still is falling back into the soda and the sweet tea. She's still eating way too much candy and snacks, so she's trying. Way to go, Retail Whale. I mean, progress is progress. You don't have to give it all up at once, you know, but make sure you have a plan in place to cut the soda back out because, yeah, that's nasty shit, bro. And I should know. I drink way too much of it, too.
Hey, ain't nothing like a good Mountain Dew. Hey, yes, Lord.
OP says, until this past week at work, however, we recently had an inspection of the store by those fancy higher-up dudes in suits who like to judge you and your entire existence within the universe by the fact that they are above you, and thus you are dirt and should be spoken to as such. We will call all of them collectively Fancy Pants, because they are just one entity. They are the plague doctor in my mind. He just learned to dress it up and wear a suit, but he's still got the mask on. It's kind of weird. OP says, we are prepping like a motherfucker for Fancy Pants' arrival. Everything clean, everything working, everything up to standards. Running around like a crazy bitch in a store that is way too freaking hot. Seriously, like 80 degrees inside. Nobody wants to shop in that shit. And I take a drink of sweet, sweet ice water. Fancy Pants has arrived. Sound the alarms! AKA call the manager to warn her. Fancy Pants stops and glares. What do you think you're doing? OP, taking a drink of water? It's pretty warm in here. Fancy Pants. That is extremely unprofessional to have a beverage at the customer service desk. OP, it's water. It's in a spill-proof cup. Tip that shit upside down and demonstrate. And it is ridiculously hot in here when you run around as much as I do. Fancy Pants. We will be discussing this with your manager. OP says, well, go for it, bros. I ain't giving no fucks. But she didn't say that part out loud. What are you gonna do? Fire me? Go ahead. Of course, all of that is just me talking shit in my head because, yeah, I'm not stupid enough to say any of it out loud. But Retail Whale shows up for her shift, has become increasingly more tolerable toward me of late because of past help rendered. Retail Whale, I walked 5 miles this morning. I made myself a smoothie for breakfast and I haven't snacked at all today. I feel really good about myself. OP, seriously happy. That is so awesome, Retail Whale. It's great how much effort you're putting in. I know it's not easy on you. Retail Whale, it's really hard, but you know, I haven't had pizza or pasta for like 3 days. Well, damn. Not doing the sodas, but yeah, pizza, that is some calorie-laden food. And how easy to eat. So delicious and cheesy. I'm gonna get some pizza. You're causing me a problem here, Retail Whale.
Pizza time.
I don't have the self-control you do. What am I supposed to do? Anyway, OP says, oh, sweet Jesus, woman. 3 days should never be a record. Maybe it's a start. I don't know, but goddamn. Re-enter Fancy Pants with managers in tow. Fancy Pants points at me. This girl was back-talking us when we came in. She's extremely unprofessional and a detriment to the customer service position. Well, what? Bitches be tripping. My managers defended me, talking about how customers love me, how great I am with other employees, etc., etc. Yeah, all she was doing was drinking a drink. Why don't you mind your fucking business, you know? This is how I choose to function. If you want to fire me, then you fire me. Don't encourage the manager to do your dirty work. No balls. No balls in those fancy pants of yours. Retail Whale then also stands up for OP. OP's a great person. She's always helping everyone. Dem eye waters. Fancy Pants. She was drinking water behind the customer service desk. Unprofessional. Uncouth. Retail Whale. What? We have drinks up here all the time. I bring in sweet tea almost every day from McDonald's. Oh my God, woman, shut up. Find something to eat. Fancy Pants glares. What do you mean, every day? Retail Whale. Well, I have low blood sugar and it's really hot in here, and from being a more voluptuous woman, I don't want to put myself in a position to pass out. So the sugar and tea keep me energized, which is better for the customers. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, what are you doing? Please stop it, please. Fancy Pants. Do you have a medical note for your low blood sugar? Retail Whale goes pale and looks a little stunned. Well, my doctor said I never needed proof before because this was never an issue. I'm just keeping myself hydrated. Oh, man. Never talk to the fucking suits, because OP nailed it down. They don't even see you as people. They don't think you deserve water, let alone sweet tea! My goodness! Fancy Pants. From now on, you may only drink water while at work, unless you are on lunch. You are no longer allowed to keep personal beverages at or behind the desk. You're only allowed to get drinks on your break, which must be taken away from the front of the store. Also, no eating at or around the desk. Loud wail song of distress echoes through the ages. Retail wail, you can't do that. I have a medical condition. If I pass out, I can sue you. I need to keep my blood sugar up. You don't understand what it's like to be a woman. OP, I think it's a little unfair that we can't at least keep some water up here. Especially if it's in a container that won't spill. We have to talk for like 9 hours at a time on some shifts. It's just unreasonable to think, Retail Whale. Oh, shut up, OP. It's not like you eat now as it is. You'll never understand what it's like to be a normal woman, you anorexic shell.
All I wanted was to help you. I only wanted to help. And what did you say to me?
Yes, a fine example of hurt people hurting people. Do I take the hat off now? No. I think I'll give her one more chance, honestly. Although I do realize that this whole series of events is going to make Gubbins feel quite smug. I literally threw my hands up in the air and shook my head. Fancy Pants and the managers walk away from the desk, still discussing how unprofessional I am, because Retail Whale might actually bring in a medical note. Yeah, maybe. Day ends, only water in spill-proof containers at customer service. No food, no sodas, no advertising beverages. Retail Whale glares at me as I'm leaving to go home. Retail Whale, this is all your fault. I can't believe you'd stab me in the back like this. I trusted you. Bitch, you did this to yourself. Do you not realize? Can we play back the recording? OP says, yeah, and I thought you were changing your life for the better. I guess that little outburst today proved otherwise. I still hope you keep trying, even if you're angry with me for whatever reason. Okay, exit stage right. That was not a short update. TLDR, bigwigs yell at me and Retail Whale for being unprofessional because I took a fucking drink of water. Retail Whale explodes like a twat. I don't understand because I'm not a fat fuck. She accuses me of being a traitor. I wish her well and GTFO. Yeah, maybe it's for the best. I don't know. You can't help people who don't want to help themselves, like somewhere she does, but then she starts feeling the pressure, what it actually means. You should be excited. Not snacking is going to undo like 90% of your issues. Just eat 3 meals. Maybe a little snack in between, you know? Like a little snack. Now I guess let's hear Gubbins' take on the whole situation. And yes, indeed, I'm preparing for a slight bit of smugness, but we'll see what happens.
Gubbins sees. Gubbins knows. Soft Chief doubted, but Gubbins knew. Retail Whale, capable of honor, capable of change, but also capable of catastrophic self-destruction. I only say this once. I told you so, Soft Chief. Gubbins.
You did tell me so. Hopefully it does all loop back around with the last part, but I don't know. Fingers crossed is all I can really do. We'll see who's right in the end, and let's get into the last part right now. Retail Whale, hope and hopelessness. Damn, it's not gonna go well, is it? Welcome back, dear readers. Retail Whale is speaking to me again, and thus we have an update on her condition. I don't want to spoil any of the story with silly background information, so we'll just dive right the fuck in, you know? I mentally prepare for a long-ass day. I attempt to mentally prepare for dealing with Retail Whale for a glorious 6 hours together. We overlap midday for lunch rush. Retail Whale flops in the door and makes sure to speak to everyone except me. Lol, like I even give a fuck. She takes about 2 hours to get around to speaking to me as we're stuck in a frickin' box together, and yeah, there isn't really anybody else to talk with. Lord knows she ain't helping any frickin' customers. Retail whale. Ugh, this medicine makes my mouth so dry. OP. That diet pill? Retail whale. Yeah, it makes me retain less fluid. It's super obvious that I've lost a ton of weight. Yeah, you could literally lose a ton more. And OP also includes the alternate spelling of ton for the crazies. OP says, how much have you lost? Retail whale, 3 pounds. How long's it been? Jesus. Luckily, my back was to her, so she couldn't see me desperately trying to maintain my composure. There was a wide range of emotions here. Hopefulness, hopelessness, a ton, really? Maybe a little bit of laughter. For the record, I wasn't making fun of her weight loss. Her attitude about it was what made me snicker. Yeah, it's so over the top. Patting yourself on the back when you've really basically done nothing. If I give you the reward and tell you, hey, that's great right now, then you won't push yourself any harder. Just glance her up and down and be like, I don't see a big difference.
You're still fat!
Cut her deep. Make her heel back stronger. OP asks, have you been walking at all? Retail whale. Oh, I gave that up. Walking is bad for your joints. I don't want to get arthritis. Yeah, you can get arthritis from being a big fat monster, too. Sad face from OP. I had such hope for you, woman. Why would you do this to me? OP, what about your dog? Doesn't she get restless without exercise? Retail whale. Oh no, she hates walks. It's a fucking dog. They love walks. Your dog's gonna be fat too. Yeah, just a big old loaf of hound dog. OP says, are you still trying to eat better? Have you tried those smoothies that I gave you the recipe for? Retail whale. I tried some of it, but making food is a lot of work. I've just decided to moderate what I eat. That way I can still eat what I like and not have to worry about wasting time. So, apparently women are supposed to know how to cook for men, but not actually cook for them because that's just a waste of time. Just so we're all cleared up about that whole situation. Yes, you want to have the option to cook, but he makes such good money that we never have to. High five. OP, moderation is good, but you should still get some veggies and fruit. They don't take much prep, at least. Have you been saving some of the stuff from your mom's garden? Retail whale. No, I've mostly been giving away what Mom won't eat. Raw food spoils too fast. Okay, get yourself a big tub of sodium bicarbonate and roll the carrots around in there before you stick it in a drawer or whatever. At this point, OP says, brain desperately wants to stop functioning. Red alerts flashing. Abort! 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 Truly, there is no escape. Lol, why would I do something logical, like try and interact? OP, well, I'll go on walks with you if you want. I know it's hard to go by yourself. Retail whale, I told you, walking is bad for your joints. If you want to go and kill yourself, be my guest. You're worse than Mom. Just because my dad was 600 pounds, she thinks I'm following in his footsteps. I'm a big, beautiful, healthy woman. Skinny people just don't listen. We didn't speak for the rest of the day. She ordered mozzarella sticks and cheese fries for lunch, which admittedly is better than her previous family-sized orders, but still, sad face. You were so close. So close!
So close, yet so far away.
Oh, she has given up soda and sweet tea, so that's a step in the right direction at least. You might give up hope, but I can't possibly. She's making steps in the right direction. If you didn't include the last line about giving up soda and tea, I'd be like, you're right. Lost cause. I was wrong. But no! I see something inside. A glimmer of greatness just there! It's just waiting for her to reach out and grasp hold of it. Unfortunately, for that to happen, she's going to have to do a lot better for herself. Retail Whale came so close twice now. Third time, it's gonna be the charm. I doubt Gubbins believes, but we'll get his thoughts before we get out of here for the day. How about it, boy?
Walks are bad? Then why do legs exist? Dog hates walks? Then why is dog so close? So close, but no. Retail Whale chooses the mozzarella path forever. I'm sorry, Soft Chief. Gubbins must be honest. Gubbins.
The mozzarella path forever. Also, dog hates walks, then why is dog? That's great question, you know? Deep thoughts. But dog's got a dog, and whale's got a whale, and ReddX got a ReddX, and that means getting out of here for the day, you know? I appreciate you guys. This one's nice and beefy. Sign up on the Patreon or the YouTube memberships if you'd like to see more content like this. And some special videos that we're doing every month. This month it was a PSA thing. It's pretty neat. You can also share the video around. I'd appreciate the heck out of that. And of course, always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.
Thank you for calling ReddX Industries. Your call is very important to us. Please hold on the line while we decontaminate the lab.